Hello, everyone. I'm Gary Mitchell. Welcome to the 37th Annual State of the City Address, sponsored by the Lubbock Apartment Association. I'm lucky enough to be the president this year. I'd like to begin by recognizing the board of directors, but I don't want to forget any names. This has been going on, as I said, for 37 years. I had an opportunity to serve as the president back in 2011. And just as the city has grown during these years, so has the Lubbock Apartment Association. The last time I did this, we had 302 owner members. We've now expanded to 380. We have a total of 525 members who are owners, as well as sponsors who participate. And then we also have grown from 25,900 units to 29,500 units. And so we are actively involved in the community, providing housing throughout the city. I'd like to recognize the board of directors and have you, if you're here, stand and be noticed. Steve Fannin, Jeff Lowry, Ty Kraft, Dave Marszkonkowski, Charles Young, John Willey, James Pipkin, Jack Thompson, Lisa McDonald, Russ Moore, Lindsay Snyder, Kim Hall, Mont McClendon, Drew Gray, Tanner Noble, Bill Malloy, Chad Hill, and Carol Mize. If you would, please give them a round of applause. I would also like to thank our sponsors. They've been going across the screen. They're also listed at your table. None of this would be possible without their help and their underwriting of this event. In addition, I'd like to recognize Suzanne Comer. She's our association executive and her staff. Suzanne, if you all would stand and be recognized, please. Again, without these people, this event wouldn't happen. As many of you know, the State of the City Address benefits a charity of the mayor's choice. For years, this event has been able to make donation in the mayor's name to organizations such as the South Plains Wildlife Rehabilitation Center, Family Promise, Scottish Rite Learning Center, South Plains Honor Flight, LP&L Helping Hands, and most recently, the benevolent funds of the Lubbock Fire and Police Departments and Literacy Lubbock. In the 36 previous years of this event, these donations, thanks to you and the Board of Directors, have totaled over $200,000. This year, when the mayor gives his State of the City, he'll tell us who his choice is going to be for the charitable donations this year. Now I would ask that you stand with me as the Lubbock Police and Fire Department Honor Guards present our colors, which will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, the National Anthem, and a prayer. Yes.
Will you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. Thank you.
Amen. Let's pray together. God, we thank you that there are public servants in the room, and we're thankful for them. There are those who educate our kids. We're thankful for them. There are those who are a part of the serving, caring, healing that takes place in our community and beyond. We're thankful for them. We're thankful for the commerce that makes things happen. We're thankful for the ways that you bring us together. There's leadership in the room. We're thankful for that leadership. And we lift that leadership up to you and pray that in the same economy of your kingdom, you continue to bring us together to make a difference in our community for all its needs and for what needs to happen in the years to come. And we give thanks. Amen.
I want to thank Dr. Curry, Jeff Griffiths for leading us in the pledge and our prayer. And now won't you join me in welcoming our mayor for the State of the City address.
Good afternoon. Thanks for being here today. I thought we'd take an opportunity, since we have 900 or so of those scooters all around town. I figured we would be a great opportunity for me to ride in that way. Gary, thank you for the introduction. Thank all of you for being here today. I'm going to go off script. I know this is going to not surprise many of you, but I'm a sucker for the honor guard and particularly for the bagpipes. That's just that to me is that's really good. Thank you all so much for doing that today. I want to thank the Lubbock Apartment Association for hosting the annual State of the City Address for the 37th year. This event allows us to come together as a community to reflect on the past year and to set our sights on the future. And I'm thankful today to be joined by a number of special guests sitting up front with me. And I just want to thank all of you for your friendship and for your support. It's very important to me. One bit of personal privilege, my wife Denise is here, and honey, I appreciate your patience and your counsel and your love. So thank you very much for that. As Gary indicated, the Lubbock Apartment Association generously donates a portion of the proceeds from today's luncheon to a charity of the mayor's choice. And this year, Denise and I have selected Casa of the South Plains. With us today from Casa is Executive Director Jacqueline Morris and Chief Program Officer Lauren Westerberg. Now, Casa of the South Plains is an organization that empowers community members to serve as volunteer advocates for the well-being of abused and neglected children in the foster care system. Would you please join me in a round of applause, not only for Casa of the South Plains, but also for those advocates, for those volunteer advocates who make such a positive difference in the lives of these children. Lubbock's growth over the last few years is truly impressive. Our current population is in excess of 262,000. That makes us the 11th largest city in the state of Texas and the 83rd largest city in the United States. At the rate we're growing, our population should exceed 326,000 by the year 2028. In the last 4 years alone, we've seen a net increase in excess of 10,000 jobs. Residential and commercial construction remain near all-time highs. Based on that evidence and what we see every day, I declare the state of the city to be strong and moving forward. This year's State of the City highlights the city's efforts to meet the needs of a large, growing city while simultaneously maintaining our existing infrastructure, facilities, and public services. It's become a bit of a mantra for me, but maintaining what we have while embracing our growth is of utmost importance. I believe that we benefit from our isolated geographic location, where we're more independent, we're more self-reliant and self-motivated. I attribute it to our authentic pioneer spirit. We have grown and progressed because we've made common sense decisions and we've invested in what's important. Decisions made by generations of Lubbockites mean that even though we live in a semi-arid climate, we have significant water resources. We enjoy reliable and affordable electricity. We have a transportation network that is the envy of our state. We have world-class police and fire organizations, not to mention our parks, our museums, our libraries, and our great neighborhoods. Wise investments are our legacy. We must stay the course. These efforts pave the way for our dynamic economy, for the good jobs that it provides, for great schools, and for a remarkable quality of life. So whether you're a Lubbock native or a longtime resident or someone who just got here as quick as you could, you have every reason to be proud of Lubbock and its history and heritage. And we should be bullish. We should be bullish on our future. So let me share my thoughts and some information and videos about our Lubbock, our home, our future. So let's start with the economy. As I said in my opening remarks, over the past 4 years, Lubbock has seen an increase of 10,257 jobs with a corresponding increase of 9,889 new workers. That's good news. Let's watch this first video which shares some specific information about Lubbock's changing workforce. Economic development, job creation, and having a well-educated and well-trained labor force is critical to Lubbock's success. This year marks a tipping point when the composition of the American workforce is undergoing a profound change. For the first time in 2019, the millennial generation, people between ages of 21 and 36, will make up the largest component of the U.S. workforce, outnumbering both baby boomers and Gen Xers. Understanding millennials' interest and motivation is critical to developing our local workforce. Millennials first choose where they want to live, then they look for a job. Lubbock is and needs to be a city attractive to millennials. So what do millennials want? A diverse job market, affordable housing, low cost of living, art, entertainment, and cultural venues, an active downtown, dog parks, bike lanes, and good public transportation. Many of the investments our public and private sectors have made recently appeal to millennials' interest. Lubbock's millennial population is growing, and it's equally important to ensure that the millennials who currently live here want to stay in Lubbock for the foreseeable future. In fact, the number of people in our labor force between the ages of 20 and 39 has grown 2 times faster than the national average in this last decade. 17,600 net new jobs have been created in Lubbock in the last 10 years, and millennials were interested in and hired into many of those new jobs. These are not just entry-level jobs. In fact, more than a third of these jobs have annual salaries that exceed $50,000 a year. Higher wages, an excellent quality of life, and investments that are making Lubbock an attractive city to the emerging millennial workforce point to a very bright future for Lubbock. The message about millennials' significance in our workforce is important. Lubbock's vibrant job market continues to be the foundation of our economy. The city's unemployment rate is 2.7%, and we have more than 161,000 workers employed in Lubbock. I like to say that anyone who wants a job can find one in Lubbock. But here's the rest of the story. Though we're very thankful for the businesses that have chosen to relocate or begin operating in Lubbock, the vast majority of the new jobs created, the ones I've talked about, have been created from existing businesses in our community. Job growth is a sign of business strength. Thank you for continuing to invest in and believe in Lubbock. We talked a minute ago about Lubbock's population at 262,000, with our annual growth rate expected to be at about 2.25%. By 2028, our top population could be more than 328,000. Higher education contributes significantly to our quality of life and to our economy. Wayland Baptist, South Plains College, Lubbock Christian, and Texas Tech all help fuel our growth. Their combined enrollment is more than 52,000 students. When you couple that with the students in our local school districts and private schools, these young, talented minds are the human capital that powers innovation and prosperity for existing and new businesses in Lubbock. In addition, Texas Tech has proven successful attracting research and development opportunities. The advances in the agriculture and engineering, medicine, and business schools, to name a few, nurture these partnerships, which bring business, commerce, research investment, and importantly, jobs to our community. Lubbock wouldn't be Lubbock without these great institutions of higher education and without our local public and private schools. Thank you for what you do. Construction activity is an indicator of economic health. That being the case, Lubbock is very healthy. Annual residential and commercial permit values have well more than doubled in the past decade. Some of that commercial building supports new businesses investing in our community. Bear Crop Sciences now operates its new state-of-the-art cottonseed processing facility in North Lubbock. It's an example of research, corporate dollars, and economic incentives coming together to create a $155 million investment in our city. Just this week, Bandera Ventures will break ground on a 160,000 square foot warehouse in the Lubbock Business Park. You can see the names of the businesses that have recently moved to or expanded their operations here in Lubbock. Most of these businesses are not new to our city. The diversity of our economy makes it both strong and resilient. When you add our small business and retail sector with the big three, agriculture, healthcare, and higher education, our economy is formidable. Our retail and wholesale trade area is the size of the state of South Carolina and serves around 750,000 people. Here are a few quick stats. More than 21,000 people are employed in our healthcare sector in Lubbock County. In excess of 17,000 people work in education, public and private, K through 16. About 2/3 of the Texas cotton crop comes from the Lubbock area. And Texas remains the highest producing cotton state in the country. And there are 7,126 small businesses in Lubbock that employ fewer than 100 employees. Now, I don't think I'm going out on a limb when I say that, to tell you that we enjoy an exceptional quality of life. Here's some quick information that touches on the investment in our youth sports and tourism industry.
I am Latrell Joy, City Council District 6 for the City of Lubbock, and we are standing today at the Burl Huffman Athletic Complex.
These planned improvements to the Burl Huffman complex are a wise investment. They benefit business, and these upgrades encourage greater participation in youth sports and many other outdoor activities. So a bit more on tourism. The arts, museum, and special events also make us a tourist destination. As previously mentioned, those 7 million travelers who visit our city spent $840 million here last year. The dollars they spend and the taxes related save each Lubbock homeowner household about $690 a year on property tax. As Lubbock grows, new hotels, entertainment venues, and convention amenities have been added. In fact, right now there's 6,000 hotel rooms in Lubbock, and 15 hotels have been built in just the last 5 years. Residents and guests that fly in and out of our city notice the quality and convenience of Lubbock International Airport. Last year, we made improvements, and we're finishing this year, to the rental car area to make it more accessible. We're also in the planning and design phase for a complete airport renovation. It will include big improvements at check-in, baggage claim, my favorite, TSA, and inside the terminal itself. These projects total $45 million and are being paid for with federal passenger facility charge funds. Preston Smith International Airport is our front door to many. And I think this is a wise investment. Let's shift gear and talk about the arts for a minute. We all see art differently. For me, it's the live music scene, it's painting and photography. For you, it might be dance or film. Regardless, art is an important part of our culture and of our identity. The art created here in West Texas is unique, and patrons from across the globe have recognized our city and region's artists and their work. A study completed last year by the Americans for Art and commissioned by Arts Lubbock shows the arts annually have a $100 million impact on our local economy. The arts support nearly 3,500 jobs, and the events that they hold are attended by 1.9 million people. During last year's State of the City speech, I challenged everyone to visit at least one of our city's museums. So maybe you've visited the Buddy Holly Museum or the Ranching Heritage Center or the Science Spectrum, or maybe it was the Silent Wings Museum or the Bear Agriculture Museum. But have you been to the Texas Tech Museum or to the fabulous Lubbock Lake Landmark? I think you get my point. Please, please, don't tell me there's not anything to do in Lubbock. It's not just museums or galleries or live music venues. We host many big events. 4th on Broadway, Cinco de Mayo, concerts at the United Supermarkets Arena, the ABC Rodeo, the First Friday Art Trail, Lubbock Ballet's Nutcracker, Buddy Holly's Birthday Bash, the Flatland Film Festival, West Texas Walk of Fame, Ceremony, the Jab Fest, Lubbock Uncorked, Carol of Lights, Moonlight Musicals, the Lubbock Symphony, the Mayor's Marathon, just to name a few. We are uniquely Lubbock, and we have a heck of a lot to offer. Please, let's not keep that a secret. The Mayor's Fitness Council started as a partnership between the city, the Chamber of Commerce, and the Texas Tech University Health Science Center. Our mission encourages people to get outside, to be active, and to live a healthy lifestyle. We support and promote running and cycling events like Run for the Arts, the Toys for Tots Run, and the Komen Race for the Cure. I hosted a hike with the mayor in November where about 45 citizens joined several council members and me on a cool Saturday morning to hike the trail at Lubbock Lake Landmark. Without a doubt, the Fitness Council's biggest success was the inaugural Mayor's Marathon. We teamed with local businesses and organizations to host a run where more than 1,100 people participated. And we're gearing up for the second annual Mayor's Marathon. So mark your calendars for April 28th. Now this year's marathon will be even bigger and better. Once again, it will be a Boston Marathon qualifier, and it will bring runners from not only our community and state, but across the United States to Lubbock. Today's January 8th. Everyone here has time to begin your marathon training. Seriously, you don't have to run the full 26.2 miles to participate. We have a kids race, a 5K, a half marathon, and a relay. But whether you participate or not, I challenge all of you to be more active and to exercise more in 2019. So now's a good time to publicly announce that the Buffalo Springs Triathlon will move to Lubbock in 2019. But it will have a new name, the Ironman Triathlon Lubbock. There are a number of triathletes in Lubbock, and this triathlon will bring athletes from all over the state, country, and world to Lubbock. Another important contributor to Lubbock's excellent quality of life are our city parks. In this next video, Councilmember Juan Chidas highlights some of the Park and Recreation Department's projects from 2018.
I'm Councilman Juan Chidas, District 1 Representative. I'm here at the Carrillo Family Recreation Area, which received a number of terrific improvements to make it more usable and accessible to patrons here in Lubbock. This pier was installed last year and can be used for paddleboarding, fishing, kayaking, and many other recreational activities. It's a great addition to our Canyon Lake system. In last year's budget, $1 million was invested in our parks and open space. Many of you may have noticed new benches, grills, covered picnic areas, and park shelters added to the amenities at many of our local parks. The Canyon Dog Run at McKenzie Park, as well as Hub City Unleashed at Clapp Park, were opened last year and are Lubbock's first dog parks. Pet owners and their four-legged friends have been using these two new facilities extensively throughout the year. There are a number of other major improvements on the horizon for Lubbock parks. We have plans for a new walking trail at Jan Jennings Park, bridge repair at Conquistador Lake No. 1, as well as 2 docks with kayak launches will be installed at Dunbar Historic Lake and Buddy Holly Recreation Area. Parks make for great neighborhoods in a great city. This City Council is proud of the investments we have been making. So bring your family out to the Carrillo Recreation Area and all the other parks in the city of Lubbock.
Thank you, Juan. You got a round of applause. Well done. You know, that video reminds me of another key message. Effective and efficient and well-managed city services are the result of hard work, dedication, passion, and innovative ideas of our city employees. These public servants make sure that you have water and electricity, police and fire protection, quality parks, solid waste services, safe roadways, and other important services, from excellent libraries to well-managed community and adult activity centers. Their response to the 10-inch snowfall we experienced in December shows their strength and dedication to all Lubbock citizens and to public safety. These public servants do a great job, and they take pride in the work that they do. I would like to ask all of the city employees that are here with us today to please stand. Would you please join me in thanking them and all city employees for all they do for us? I'm very proud of all our city departments and what they do to serve citizens, but there's one that I want to single out this year. Lubbock Animal Services had a, excuse me, I missed something. We're supposed to run a video, and then I'll get to this. Let's run that video.
The city of Lubbock, there is more to it than you might think. More than 2,300 people keep our city going every day, from the water we drink to the streets we drive on and the parks we play in. But city staff does more than just keep our city going. We also call Lubbock home. That means we are your neighbors, your teammate, your congregation member. We may cheer together in the stands, volunteer together at our favorite charity, or serve together at our children's school. Because we are part of this community, we join with you to make it thrive.
I do want to single out Lubbock Animal Services for its exceptional work in implementing remarkable change at the animal shelter this year. One thing I've learned over the past 2.5 years as mayor is that Lubbock's pet owners and animal lovers have continually shown that they're a dedicated, active, and passionate group of stakeholders in our city, at least passionate. Improvements within LAS came with the help and the gentle encouragement of these citizens. But the result, seriously, has been improved customer service, increased education and adoption rates, sanitation upgrades, and a dramatic increase in the number of animals being returned to their owners or being adopted. In fact, the animal release rate at LAS is over 90% for the 7th month in a row. And that statistic is going to continue. Job well done. This is the third year that the City Council has gone through the process of setting priorities, establishing goals, and then monitoring the city's progress in serving the public. You can see the list of our most recent 6 priorities, and you may notice that our goals have not changed significantly. We're trying to focus on the vital few. Each of the past 2 years, we've funded 10 new police officers and much needed positions in codes, emergency management, communications, planning, and health. Our first 2 dog parks were added as part of the first significant capital added or spent on our parks in many years. This year, we're spending $8.5 million in cash on street maintenance and another $400,000 paving dirt streets in North and East Lubbock. This year, we expanded solid waste services for the first time in 20 years, adding a new route and a truck to go along with it. It's our role to make certain that progress is being made toward these goals. We believe government that functions best is closest to citizens. We strive to be responsive and accountable, and governing is very much a team sport. I enjoy serving in this role because I get to work with the very best City Council. Council, if you'd please stand up. Would you all help me please recognize the Lubbock City Council? I do remind them that my $75 a month is 3 times what they earn, but our city budget strives to strike a fair balance between investing in Lubbock's future and maintaining what we currently have. Fiscal discipline, pay-as-you-go, and debt avoidance continue to be the first financial rule of order. Last year, we paid down more than $110 million in combined city debt. We paid cash for 73 of the 76 vehicles in this year's budget. This year, 86% of our non-ERCOT capital projects are cash funded. Now, LP&L wisely issued short-term debt in preparation of its switch to ERCOT and the installation of advanced meters to make system upgrades that will ensure future reliability. The good news about that is that the cost of this debt is already covered in the current rates we pay today. This year, the City Council set the property tax rate at 54.802 cents. That's 1 penny higher than last year. This 1 cent is to pay for the facilities in the first phase of the public safety improvement project that we approved a bit more than a year ago. This project will provide for improved public safety through neighborhood policing. Here's Steve Massengale, City Council member from District 4, with more details.
Hi, I'm Councilman Steve Massengale, and I represent District 4 on the City Council. Public safety is a priority for the City of Lubbock, and in 2018, the City Council approved the Public Safety Facilities Improvement Project, which will include a downtown headquarters, 3 substations, a new property warehouse, and municipal court. Today I'm standing at 140th and Indiana, which will be the location of our new South substation. We also have a second location identified in East Lubbock at MLK and 19th Street. Each substation will have a patrol and investigative team specifically assigned to that geographic area. Community rooms inside the substations can be used for citizens for things like neighborhood meetings. And the substations will give our police the opportunity to implement the community policing model that our citizens have requested. Lubbock is now 130 square miles. We required this decentralized police model to ensure the public's safety. Investments in these facilities, the downtown headquarters and substations, will reap rewards for many years to come and ensure the well-being and quality of life of our taxpayers.
Allow me to add a couple additional comments about public safety. This year, the City of Lubbock opened a new Emergency Management Operations Center. The new EOC is state-of-the-art and is capable of monitoring, communicating, and coordinating the response to any kind of disaster, emergency, or extreme weather event. Being prepared for a large-scale situation like this is one of those essential public safety city services. I hope you all are signed up for the City of Lubbock's LBK Alert. It's important for all citizens to stay connected and receive emergency notifications through the LBK Alert system. A wonderful achievement that will benefit Lubbock's citizens is the Insurance Service Office awarded Lubbock a Class 1 Public Protection classification. That means that Lubbock Fire and Rescue, that our safety is in the top 1% in the nation. Because of this, Lubbock residents will see their residential and commercial property insurance rates go down. Improved communication is one of the council's priorities. And while on this topic, I want to take time to thank and recognize the Community Engagement Task Force. A number of you are here today for being a partner with the City of Lubbock. Now, the Community Engagement Task Force began meeting in the summer of 2016 after police shootings around the United States. The task force is a think tank for how our community can better address issues like racial equity, how we can build trust, and how we can be more transparent in the way that we lead. On a monthly basis, we dialogue directly with Police Chief Stevens and LPD leadership on a variety of police and community relations matters. Again, thank you to everyone who's been involved in this important work. Back to communications. I hope you found a better way to engage with the council through public dialogue, local media, social media, participation in town halls, coffee with the mayors, and many other nameless community events. And maybe you've spent time on the new City of Lubbock website. During last year's State of the City, I promised you, and I believe that we've delivered, a much improved, streamlined, and intuitive site. One more shout out. During this big snowstorm in December, our communications team performed masterfully. They posted traditional alerts and social media updates while working closely with our local media, all in an effort to communicate with every citizen. That's providing for the public safety, and that remains job one. Let's talk for a minute about city infrastructure. Maintaining our streets, water and sewer lines, facilities, and other amenities is important to the quality of our neighborhoods and the overall reliability of that very critical infrastructure. Here's my colleague, Councilwoman Patterson-Harris, to update us on some of the city's recent endeavors in street and neighborhood improvements.
I'm Councilwoman Sheila Patterson-Harris, District 2 representative, and I'm so excited because the city's paving project is underway. There's so many roadways that are just complete dirt and are in need of work, and they've begun and will be completed through in 2019 in an effort to help so many neighborhoods, specifically the northern and eastern portions of the city, grow and thrive. Today, I'm standing in the area of East Colgate and North Guava. What used to be a dirt road is no more and has been for too long. The City Council has initiated an effort to begin strategically paving dirt roads in neighborhoods to help provide better access for our residents. Neighborhoods continue to be one of the council's priorities, and paving roads is a positive step to improve residential areas. Both the city's Community Development Department and NELIF, or the North and East Lubbock Infrastructure Fund, made major contributions in giving helping hands to many of the low to moderate income homes in our city. Using these funds, the city has allocated specific funds to rehabilitate qualified owner-occupied homes to make them more livable. Last year, 23 houses were rehabilitated with an average of $15,000 being invested in improvements to each of those homes. Improvements range from new roofs to accessible bathrooms, heating and air conditioning, and better living spaces. In all, there was well over $300,000 used in the NELIF project. Most of the residents were elderly or disabled, and these NELIF projects significantly improve the quality of life for those citizens. NELIF is not the only fund for creating a better quality living space for Lubbock citizens. The City Council is determined to make Lubbock a great and safe place to live. Neighborhood improvements like paving dirt roads and providing aid to households in need is how we plan to strengthen neighborhoods. Great things are happening in Lubbock, and I'm very proud to have had this opportunity to share this information with you.
Thank you, Sheila. I always feel like we should pass the plate after you finish. Few things are more important to our city overall than electricity and water. Lubbock Power and Light and the City Water Department ably provide these fundamental needs. Both are making critical or substantial investments in this crucial infrastructure to ensure the quality and reliability of these services going forward. LP&L and the City Water Department will be rolling out advanced metering technology beginning this year. Now, advanced meters will allow for improved customer service and outage management, increased accuracy in billing, and allow customers the ability to take more control over their personal energy and water consumption. Additionally, LP&L is hard at work building the necessary infrastructure to connect with ERCOT, with a targeted go-live in the summer of 2021. The ERCOT grid covers 92% of the state of Texas. And it's important to note that after 3 years of hard work, the Public Utility Commission approved our integration into ERCOT, marking one of the most substantial expansions of the Texas grid since its reorganization in 1999. Now, gaining access to ERCOT eliminates the need to build an expensive power plant, while at the same time allowing us to take advantage of what's considered by many to be the most competitive wholesale electric market in the world. More importantly, it unites Lubbock with the rest of the state of Texas. The city's water department recently published an update to the Strategic Water Supply Plan, which is a roadmap to ensuring that we have long-term sustainable and reliable water supply to serve future generations of Lubbock residents and businesses for the next 100 years. Conservation of both electricity and water should remain a top priority for all of us. I find this number to be staggering, but did you know that we used more than 12.8 billion gallons of water in Lubbock last year? Loop 88 is an important long-term transportation project that TxDOT is doing. It will connect and serve Lubbock as we strive to stay ahead of the city's growth. Right-of-way work is already underway, and one day we will rely on Loop 88 much like we do Loop 289 today. Our transportation system, our streets and highways, is a jewel in Lubbock's crown. Folks in Houston, Dallas, and Austin will spend more time stuck in traffic today than the average Lubbock driver will between now and Memorial Day. Here's Randy Christian, council member from District 5, to share some information about the city's efforts to design, pave, and fund new street development.
Hi, I'm Randy Christian, City Council Representative for District 5, and today we're here at 98th Street and Upland Avenue on one of the paving projects on improving transportation, public safety, right here in the southwest portion of our city. In the spring of 2018, we started the 98th Street paving project. As you can see, we made great strides towards completing this $3.25 million project and reopening this portion of 98th Street. This segment ties together the Milwaukee corridor with the Upland corridor. 98th is very important to our residents, to homes, to schools, to public safety. In its prior form, it was an unreliable travel source for emergency vehicles and other services. A year ago, this area was completely underwater. Beyond paving 98th and Upland, we have paving projects all over the city. These improvements are made possible because of the Gateway project. Major streets like 98th, Slide Road, Indiana Avenue have all benefited from these funds set up in 2004. Gateway is a dedicated revenue source which comes from franchise fees collected by the city, not from the general fund, and has been used successfully for several years. The Gateway project is one example of the city's dedicated funding sources being used to accommodate and encourage growth and further public safety and, of course, quality of life for all of our citizens.
As Councilman Christian mentioned, there are paving and infrastructure projects happening across the city. Lubbock is looking good as the council is prioritizing streets, utilities, and public safety, all to make our neighborhoods better. This is made possible by increased revenue, prudent spending, and making long-term investments, not just quick fixes. The City Council has some big projects to tackle in 2019, so let's shift our focus to the future. Mayor Pro Tem Jeff Griffith will share more on the plans moving forward in this short video.
Hello, I'm Jeff Griffith, Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Lubbock, Council District 3. 2018 showed continued progress in Lubbock's downtown redevelopment efforts. Progress in the construction of Buddy Holly Hall of Performing Arts and Sciences, as well as Citizens Tower, are two important projects that will change the activities in the skyline of Lubbock's downtown forever. Brewery LBK, the Pocket Hotel, and the Old Pioneer Hotel, as well as the Cotton Court Hotel and the new Doubletree Hotel, are exciting additions to downtown Lubbock. Overall, apartment living, new hotels, restaurants, and new multi-purpose building projects and plans for a new downtown police headquarters are all part of a team effort to redevelop once was the heart of our city. But one project begun in 2018 holds the promise of even greater progress for our youth, for our workforce, and for Lubbock's downtown redevelopment efforts. This past year, a memorandum of understanding was approved between South Plains College and the City of Lubbock to create an education center here in what is soon to become the former City Hall building. City Hall is moving to Citizens Tower this fall. The proposed plan is for South Plains College to bring up to 2,000 college students here to this building in downtown Lubbock. This is a fantastic opportunity for South Plains College to reach a wider student population and to add new facilities and to be a dynamic addition to Lubbock's downtown redevelopment efforts. Furthering higher education, providing economic development opportunities for Lubbock's business community are all part of this undertaking between South Plains College and the City of Lubbock. When you think about downtown Lubbock, I hope you'll envision new businesses, great cultural arts centers, and a dynamic destination for people all over this world. Downtown redevelopment is an incredible investment in Lubbock's future.
We're looking forward to the opportunity to work with SPC to bring a vibrant student demographic to downtown Lubbock. At the same time, providing much needed access to education for our citizens. Businesses want to be near students, so having South Plains in the former City Hall building will be a catalyst to further downtown redevelopment. As we continue to discuss Lubbock's new horizons and growth, I need to mention Plan Lubbock 2040. Just last month, the council approved this work, our first land use plan update in 30 years. This citizen-driven plan will guide our future growth. Work has already begun implementing recommendations of Lubbock 2040. Now, Councilman Griffith mentioned, but two catalytic projects are behind much of the excitement downtown. Citizens Tower, our new City Hall, will be finished later this year and will be completed within the approved budget. Consolidating all city services in Citizens Tower will allow us to be more effective, efficient, and most importantly, to better serve citizens. The second part of this 1-2 downtown punch is Buddy Holly Hall, a $155 million world-class privately funded project that will be completed in early 2020. The Lubbock Symphony, Ballet Lubbock, Lubbock ISD, and Texas Tech are all partners in this effort. Trust me, Buddy Holly Hall will be unlike anything in this part of the world. Our arts legacy will be well rooted in this venue. It will inspire us all. And I've been known to get a bit nostalgic. However, I firmly believe that the next Buddy Holly or Nally Maines will be inspired by performances at Buddy Holly Hall. Lubbock is the capital of West Texas, and therefore we play the fundamental role in leadership of this region. We must stand tall, and we must fight for our share of the state pie. We must constantly remind the other side of Texas how they rely on our plentiful natural resources, our fiber, our food, and our fuel. But we have work to do. Our workforce development efforts are critical. To differentiate ourselves as a city in the low unemployment world that we live in today, our workers simply must be better prepared. We also need to better tell our story. The quality of life we enjoy, the authenticity of our people, the rock-solid and diverse economy, and the opportunities as vast as a West Texas sunrise. During Josh Abbott's acceptance speech at the West Texas Walk of Fame festivities last fall, he related what he tells people when they realize he's from here and they ask him, "Why Lubbock?" He replies, "Why not Lubbock?" I agree. Why not Lubbock? Why not Lubbock? Paul Whitfield Horn, the first president of Texas Tech, said this about our home, and I paraphrase: "Everything that's done on these West Texas plains ought to be on a big scale. It's a country that lends itself to bigness. It's a country that does not harmonize with things little or narrow or mean. Let us make the work of our city fit within the scope of our country. Let our thinking be in worldwide terms." That's still our charge. Lubbock is strong and moving forward. It's a great day in Lubbock, Texas. May God bless you and your families, and may God continue to shine His bright light on Lubbock, Texas. Thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for the message that you've given us today. I want to thank all of you in the city who are a part of the great environment that we do share. And with that, this meeting has come to its end, and you are adjourned.